Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Just set one thing here. All right, ready to go. Thank you for being here. Grateful for you taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and to learn and to grow and improve your skills as a coach, as an individual, as a person. We are all trying to make progress every day, every week, every month. So appreciate you taking time and doing this. Let's dive into the successes and the wins first off, as we always do. Again, why do we do this? Is to reinforce those healthy habits. We teach our brain, good job. Right, it's that pat on the back. There's a Insight article recording that I made. The name of it was "Giving Yourself an Attaboy." And often we don't ever give ourselves an attaboy or an attagirl. Who's patting you on the back? Well, if you're not, maybe no, maybe nobody else is, unfortunately. So hopefully you have some other people in your corner that are rooting you on and cheering you on and helping you to grow. But if not, you got to cheer yourself on. You're doing hard work, you're doing hard things, and we've got to keep encouraging ourselves to keep going and endure. So celebration gives us that boost of momentum and stamina. And it celebrates that, and it teaches our brain, do that again. That was really good. And when we have a child that's learning to walk, they stand up and we're all cheering. I'm like, what the heck did I do, mom and dad? And like, I fell over. It doesn't matter. You tried. Oh, woo. And that teaches that child, keep trying. And eventually they learn how to walk. They learn how to run. They learn how to jump. We're doing the same. So give yourself some celebration. So what are you celebrating today? What went well for you? Could be with a client, could be you personally, professionally, health, the five pillars, right? Financially, physical, emotional, spiritual, relational. What is going well for you?
I can start.
Great. Thanks for being ready, Alexandra.
Um, I had a client this past week or this week, and she last month she wrecked her car and she was devastated because she was working so hard to pay it off and she was doing so good, like putting an extra $1,000 a month towards the car. And then she wrecked it, and so she was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to start this over again or whatever, and this is just gonna be, really setting me back." But it actually ended up working out because she used the insurance money to buy a cheaper car. So she had zero car payment. And not only that, she saved a lot of money that month because she was originally doing ride shares to get to work and things. But she was actually able to adjust her schedule so that she could work from home and then walk places. So she didn't have to spend money on insurance or gas, and she was able to save a lot of money there. And now she doesn't have a car payment anymore. So it ended up it was sad, but it ended up working out for her for the better.
That's awesome. What a turn of lemons into lemonade, right? Often we just think we're victims and we're woe is me and I can't believe this and I was paying off all this and I was making extra payments and why me and this stupid car. She There was a silver lining on that, and I'm glad that you were there to help her and to plant the seeds of these thoughts of maybe this is my get out of jail card. Maybe actually this is a blessing in disguise and I don't have to have a car payment. I don't buy gas. I don't do insurance right now until when I'm in between. I can walk to places. Who knew?
Yeah, I
Uh,
really encouraged her to stop the ride shares because that was blowing the budget. And
yeah,
I could see that from the beginning. I'm like, you have to figure out a different way. She's like, I know. And that's when she was like, okay, let's see if I can work from home and do all that. So yeah, it was good. I'm happy for her.
yeah, I love it. That's the benefit of a coach, just to talk and to help them see things that they may not have considered. And yeah, I could ask AI, but AI doesn't know all the stuff, the background and everything that we do. And maybe it does, and maybe it gives you a good answer. But or is AI encouraging you? Is it the human interaction, right? That's what people are wanting. One of my coaches is saying, yes, the world is changing with all AI and all this stuff. And what people are looking for is more authentic experiences. I don't need more technology. I wasn't feeling the lack of it before. And now you just gave me a technology on steroids. That's not what I need. I need a human connection that is not a talking head, fake AI voice or whatever, right? It's I want you. That's why I'm here. Some people like the automations, and that's fine. They'll they'll find their solutions in life. There are plenty of others that won't. So good job. Glad that you were there to help and inspire her and to present those ideas. You can survive by walking.
Thanks.
Awesome. What a win. Good job. Way to go, coach. Any other successes and wins anybody would like to share?
I can go.
Okay.
Um, for me, mine is more of a personal one. Is uh, last year my service dog when I brought him in for his annual appointments. Granted, I was in another state, um, but I always broke his appointment up in two because between all of it, it would cost about $1,000 every year between all his shots, getting his teeth cleaned because he's a smaller breed dog, so they need him done more often. Scheduled all that, was planning on somewhere near 900 for it when they called me because I had to run for my own medical appointment, but they called me when I was heading my way back and they said, "Oh, it will run around $460." And I was like, "Huh? What didn't
Oh,
you
too
do?"
bad.
And
Yeah.
so she went through everything and they had done everything to include he had a sebaceous cyst between his shoulder blades that had to be removed. And she says, "Well, we were able, instead of lancing it off, we were able to just put I guess, a syringe in it and get it gone." And she says, "Now, that's not to say it might not come back." She says, "But usually they don't when we could get them extremely empty and they're gone." Oh my gosh. Well, that
Awesome.
was a good thing because today I had to rush him back to emergency because he had bloody stool and it just freaked me out. 'Cause
Yeah.
and I had it all over me earlier and I was just in tears and the vet's assistant is like, "It's okay. It's just from the stress of yesterday. He has what they call doggy colitis. He'll be fine. We cleaned him up. Just have him eat this special food and these pills for the next couple days. He'll be fine." I was like, and
Yeah.
yet that
Stress
bill was only about $100. So I'm still from
still ahead.
last year, all that money I saved up for this appointment, I barely used two-thirds of it.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Saving. And he's happy, you're happy, the budget's happy.
Yes, the
It's a
budget
win all
very
around.
happy. Very happy. So I ordered him a special treat that's coming in the mail.
And you're still under budget. Look at
Yeah.
all this splurging you can do from what you're used to. Awesome. Good job. I had a win, couple of wins for myself. Last night was our monthly group session. And for me, I'll be open. Right? All of us are growing and learning and hopefully doing things to get us out of our comfort zone. And I've been a coach for a while, been in the financial industry for decades, and usually coaching doesn't phase me. I'm fine. I'm ready to jump right in. Group coaching every time. It's like, oh man, what did I do? What did I get myself into? I don't know if I'm any good at this. All right, well, keep trying. Keep pushing myself. And so every month we keep doing this. Been a few years now of doing the monthly group sessions, and afterwards I always am validated and feels good. Like, okay, I hope it was helpful. I feel good about my offering and my efforts, and I hope people got something out of it. And hopefully, I'm growing, and it just adds. It's a unique experience teaching a group instead of a one-on-one. Different dynamics, having to manage a team and different technology and audio and video and a lot of things. So it's stretching me. So that's a good thing. You might not like it, but yes, being out of our comfort zone stretches us, and it's good for us, even if it's not a fun experience to go through sometimes. But then that which we persist in doing, we becomes easier, not because the nature of the task changes, but because of our capacity to handle it increases. That quote from, I believe, Ralph Waldo Emerson. But keep trying. If you're feeling a little out of your comfort zone, keep trying. It'll get easier. I also have a new client. Thank, thank goodness, right? I have a new client, which is gold in today's world. It's just hard to find new people to connect with and to get to sign up. He ghosted me the first time, did not show up. I texted him, I called him, hey, what do you, can you, is this not a priority? Is your life changed? I'm just trying like, what, how do I help you? And he actually did text me back. Sorry, I fell asleep, put it on silent, forgot about it. I'd like to reschedule. I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. Let's see. Is this an indication of what the future is going to be like? Well, we held the session, and in the session, he did not tell his wife. So we log in, and he's there, and I'm like, hey, thanks for joining, Shelby. And is your wife there? Well, she's in the other room. Like, great. Can you put it like take the earbuds out? Let's all talk together. So he's like, okay, hold on a second, and he takes takes the earbuds, so now I can hear everything going on in the room. And she's like, what are you doing? What is it? Who's this guy? He's like, it's this financial guy I found online. Just sit it, just listen. I was like, hi, Amy. Sorry you have to be here. Sounds like this was a surprise. Let's kick this thing off. Who I am, this is what I do, and just don't let it roll or don't phase me and roll with it. And just have fun with it, right? They're human, they're people, we're people like they are. I think that often just it helps to know I'm not some weird robot or I'm not some weirdo. I'm here to help you. So I understand you're wanting to make some improvements in your financial life. That's what Shelby's why he signed up to do this financial stage assessment with us tonight. Sorry, it was a little surprise for you. Grateful for you taking the time out. Here's what I do, and here's how I'm going to help you. Let's dive right in. Okay. And we went through it, and they both were um, interested, and they're struggling with some things. They're in the negative right now, $300. So I'm thinking, like, how can they afford it? They have no money. But I still stayed true to it and said, okay, here's the offer. This is what I do. I understand I'm expensive. That's why I have other coaches. We can have you work with somebody else that's less expensive than me. They said, no, we'll figure it out. We'll make some sacrifices. And so in my mind, I'm saying these guys are broke and they have no money. They just told me they're $300 in the negative. So of course they don't have any money. But I stood behind my value, my offering, and said, this is what I do, and I do have other options. No, we want to work with you. We'll just have to make some sacrifices. All right. Good. Exactly. You're right. We are going to have to. And then he turns to his wife. If we do this, when you ask for stuff, I'm going to have to tell you no. So it's not my fault. So again, it indicates what's going on in the relationship. And I could see that in the session, just the disagreements that I don't know how to tell my wife no. I want happy wife, happy life, right? So I'm supposed to say yes to everything. And then I'm stressed out of my mind with the budget. Well, now's the chance for you guys to come on the same page and learn how to do this together. And this will be a blessing to your life. This will bring financial freedom and end the stress. We just have to begin. So we sometimes as coaches have to overcome our own filters and our own bias. This guy has no money. He's broke. He can't afford me. He signed up for the highest expensive package with me, even though he's in the negative currently, because he sees what is he buying? Is he buying the spreadsheets? Is he buying is he buying Brian? He's buying the result. That's why he's signing up. I want freedom. And if you can give it to me and you understand our situation, yes, it sounds like you're a real person. You've got some experience and some credibility. I trust you now. Let's give it a try. I want freedom. I don't know how we're going to get there, but I want freedom. So stick with it. And as you're connecting with people, whatever your channels of Ramsey called it creating new clients, right? As we are creating new clients through our discussions, it could be talking to friends and family and Facebook. And we heard from Angie last week about reaching out and having conversations on Facebook and just trying to connect with people, right? Then show them this is what I do, this is who I am. So get out of your comfort zone and talk to people and beware your own filters. We see things through our own filters. I wear glasses, and so it filters everything I see, changes the way I see things. So does my mind. So they're broke, they don't have money, they do or they don't, right? We all are telling ourselves a story. So be careful you listening to your own stories and help your clients to know. Don't always listen to your own stories. Your story you couldn't survive without ride sharing. Look, you did it. So good job. All right, let's shift to I want to do next phase is the questions. Any things that have come up in your recent conversations with clients, with prospects, with your own situation? Anything it could be about budgeting, about anything around the financial coaching. This is the mastermind portion where we get to help each other. The point of a true mastermind, if you've ever, this is kind of a modified version of a mastermind, but the mastermind is coming to learn from each other. And so you bring a problem. It could be a personal problem, it could be a business problem, a client problem, and you ask the mind the joint knowledge here that we all bring, and often we get answers from each other. And as in the masterminds that I've been a part of, sometimes I'll say something about work or business, or sometimes my family. I'm stumped that these teenagers are driving me crazy. What do you guys think? And the mastermind is the group of people, and they say, "Yeah, try this, or do this, or work on this," or you're getting coaching. It's group coaching for you as a coach. So I want to make sure that that is a part of our mastermind and our conversations. So think about anything in your life that we the other members of the mastermind can help you with. So anything jump to mind? Any questions, concerns, challenges that you're facing?
I think for me, it's um, the couple I'm coaching is are also friends I've known for 2 decades. So um, it makes it. I know they'll bring up things. I won't coach them outside, but they'll bring up things that they have done during the month. And I'm trying to learn when to hold my tongue and when to say something. Um, I guess their youngest son, who's an adult, had an emergency and called them yesterday, and she told me this morning, and they're decided to help him monthly. And all I said was, well, that might put you a little bit behind on paying off your debt when you were planning. And that's all I said.
The factual mathematical answer. Yes, you are correct.
But I so much wanted to say more, but it,
Yeah. What I hear you saying is, when do I be the coach and when do I be the friend?
yes,
It's,
pretty
it's
much.
a hard. I don't know what role to do. Do you want the coach answer? Or do you want the friend answer? That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Which which is terrible. Yeah, very different depending on which personality you want me to reply with. So taking that, let's turn it over to the mastermind, the group here. What thoughts come to mind, and then I'll give you my opinion. But Tyler or Alexandra, anything you would add to Corinne's challenge? Coaching a friend. That I wish Lorianne were here because she has been in the exact same situation, and it was for a very long time. She's got a friend that's just she loves her to death and was working with her and just trying to slog through the trenches with her. So if she were here, and maybe next time we can ask her that question and get her opinion. But Alexandra, you came off of mute. What's on your
Yeah,
mind?
I was just gonna say, I think that that's super hard. But they have to understand, like, if they want the coaching, then this is the way that the coaching goes, right? And kind of take the friendship, not necessarily out of it, but like put it aside for a second. and just say, I'm the coach in this moment. And then, later on, it's like, I'm a friend in this moment, like I think that's very doable to, wear two hats with them. I think that's kind of what would be necessary, right? Because you can't treat your friend the same way you treat a coach or a client.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It does add some things, some self-reflection. I appreciate that I grow too during these sessions, even while I'm hosting. But what comes to mind is, to me, to some extent, we play that balance in every session. When I'm in celebration mode and I'm talking about successes and wins, I celebrate everything, no matter how small. So I'm trying to be their friend. I'm trying to be that encouragement and a voice of way to go, right? The best kind of friend is one that cheers us on. So at the beginning, I have to be their friend. I want to be their friend. I'm trying to develop a relationship of trust with them. But then I have to go into the accountability of their homework, which puts me in coach mode. So in every session, we're actually kind of balancing how do I be your friend? And what I want to say might damage the friendship, right? And if I am only too much friend and not enough coach, then what am I paying you for? So it is a delicate balance with every session, and it takes some nuance to know. And I know what I hear you saying, Karina, that conversation was outside of a coaching session. It was in a friendship conversation. So in a coaching, they expect you to be the coach. In a friend's like, I'm going to stop inviting you over for dinner because you don't ever leave your coach hat at home. I can't. I don't want to talk to that version of Corinne. Can I have the friend person back, please? My wife has to tell me that. Brian, I'm not one of your clients right now. Oh crap. That's right. They know, like, be careful when Brian comes off of a high on a session. Like, say, no, talk to Dad because he's in coach mode. Let him calm down. Like, go tone it down, Brian. Like, I'm so jazzed up about helping people, and this is what happened, and I can help you too. And I have to get reminded all the time, we're not your clients. We want Dad back. Like, okay, all right, hold on, let me change my brain. Um, Often I'll use a personal example in my continuing my response. I was going through some. Well, I watched a lot of like relationship videos, right? I focus a lot on the psychology and focus on that in my coaching. My personal approach to coaching is a lot on mindset and relationships. Money is just the means to an end to improve the relationship and improve my stewardship over finite resources that I am blessed with. And the video was talking about when you're talking to a spouse, two spouses are talking, right? And proverbially, the let's play the stereotype, right? The wife says something, and the husband wants to fix it because that's what men are good at. We're just going to fix it. Like, will you just listen to me and not try to fix it? I don't know how to do that, but I'll try. But in this video, it talked about they learned in this couple just pause before answering, and the wife says, "I need to tell you something," and the husband has learned, okay, I've learned, do you want me to, it's the three H's. Do you want me to hear you? Do you want me to help you? Or do you want me to hug you? Tell me my role in this moment. Do you need me to hear you? Do you need me to hug you? Do you need me to help you? Do you want me to fix it? Then I'll fix it. Do you need me to just hear you and listen and shut my mouth? I'll try to do that. This is a challenge for me. Do you want me to just hold you? Do you just need a hug? Because you just need to be comforted? And knowing which one of those you're supposed to do, like, what's my role? My kids are in high school plays. Like, what's my role? What's my line? Who am I again? Am I the coach or do you need me to be the hugger, the helper, or the hearer? And that might help to kind of know what's my role in this moment. Do you want the friend answer? Or do you want the coach answer? That help, Corinne? Okay. And I need to work on that on my own relationship. So I'm coaching myself in these moments. It's like, come on, get in here, get in my head. Any other questions, concerns, challenges that you all are facing with your clients, personal, professional, lots of areas? How can the mastermind help you to grow and to overcome the challenges that you are facing in your own lives? And Tyler, I didn't give you a specific mic time. Do you want anything to add? Sorry, missed opportunity to add to Corinne's answer.
Nope. I don't have anything today.
Any challenges, Alexandra? Anything you want to bring up?
I don't have anything.
Okay. For me, one challenge I'll ask the mastermind, the group, is sometimes I struggle with boundaries with my clients because I just love them to death and I want to serve them and I'm going to give them and I'm texting them and like my hourly rate is going down. Says because I just I'm like I just helping. I have this new family. This is a unique experience for me out of my comfort zone. But I had one of my financial advisor contacts that will refer people to me when they're not ready for investing. He'll send them, Brian, this guy needs budgeting help. They need that. Can you help them? They're not ready for me. Can you help them? You betcha. I love those referrals. Well, this time was this, he referred a woman, one of his clients, who needed help with her son. And her son is a recovering drug addict. He's 46. He's been in drugs and rehab 6 or 7 times since he's been 16 years old and just not living the lifestyle that mom would like. And they are selling a home and they have promised the proceeds. This is such an intertwined mess. Grandpa was well off, had a business, done really well. And instead of forcing the grandson to provide for himself. He gave him a job being the landscaper, caretaker, because he couldn't get jobs. He's got felonies. He's got drug problems, and so we're going to save and help this child. He's going to be our landscaper, and instead of holding him accountable to certain things, he kept asking for money. He's like, "I'll just buy him a house. That'll solve the problem." So he bought him a house. Then he let some people that shouldn't have been there come in and really run it down to the point where he couldn't. He moved out, but his friends lived there. Like, I'm going to move out with my girlfriend. And the friends kind of trashed the place. And now mom's coming in to say, enough, we're going to sell the house. We're going to rehab it and then sell it. And we'll just give you the money, the inheritance. That's your inheritance. Could be $160,000 of equity in the home. And this is your new start in life. But I'm not going to give it to you unless you meet with a coach. And that's why she went to her financial advisor who referred him to me. And I had a meeting with the mom. What's the situation? No, it doesn't scare me. My background and my experiences, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to wrestle with this situation and help that guy because that's my heart goes out to those that are in crisis mode. You could kind of sense, I don't know if you sense this, but when I hear Angie talking last time, it's like it sounds like she likes to focus on people on baby step 7. People that are like, I need to be taught how to spend my money. You've worked really hard. It's okay to spend. Stop feeling guilty. Spend your money. You've earned it. Like that's a totally different demographic. And my people are dying and they're just struggling and they're in crisis mode. And I've been in situations like that, so my heart goes out to that demographic, and I want to help them, which makes it hard because they often don't have money to get the help. So anyway, my heart goes out to this guy, and Brandon is his name. Just trying like, come on, we can do this. We're gonna turn your life around. But now we have this group text, and they just fight. Mom and the son are just fighting back. Mom, give me the money. And, oh, I need some more money. What do you get? Like, will you stop asking me? And I'm in the middle. I'm asking you if you were me, what would you do? Am I overstepping my bounds? Could I nip this in the bud with the texting? What would you do? What would you advise me?
I would keep quiet if I was you.
And not get
If
involved with
you're
the
in the
mom and the
middle,
son?
if
Yeah,
you're in the middle of them arguing, all you could do is damage control, but then, I don't know how much that would, they need to solve their own problems first,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree. Thank you.
I would think, yeah, you need to definitely stay out of it because they'll try to pit you against each other. Um, but it gives you a bird's eye view for when you have your session.
Yeah,
Um, I would technically at the beginning have them both in the session because I think it's going to help their relationship. And then after a specified amount of time, just say, okay, grandma or mom, he's a big boy now. We're going to work on him one on one and kick her out.
Well, I've sent them both a questionnaire that kind of says like, what do you want out of this program? What do you want out of this program? What do you need? What do you need? What does financial freedom mean to each one of you? Financial independence? Neither one of them filled it out yet. It's like,
I hate
but I've asked them,
when people get coaching for that reason. Like, I feel like it's so hard as a coach because you're like, you don't want this, but you're being forced to so you can have something
yes,
else.
right. Yes, and that is a very good point, Alexandra. This is the second one recently, and like within 2 weeks, I had two referrals from a parent trying to hire me for their child. And the first one, he said, "My son is all I'm always having to bail him out, and he just can't figure out his life, and I've got this trust fund that I don't want to tell him about, and he's not ready to inherit it one day. He needs to learn how to do this. Can I hire you?" And I said, "You betcha." And the son will not talk to me. And it's really hard. And I'm chasing him and I'm like, "Hey, we can do this." And he interacted a little bit. He would send like, "Here's my debt." So I filled out the debt reduction calculator. And I sent it to him like, "Hey, we can be out of debt by this time." And then he just fights with his dad. I don't need an accountant. Dad, just pay off my loans.
Yeah, they're
I don't
so
need this guy to
entitled.
re Oh, totally.
The parents have
So,
ruined them. It's the parents'
yeah.
fault.
And it's hard to tell the parent that. And it's hard because they're at their they don't it's what I see is they struggle with boundaries because they love their child. I do see it with my own, right? Well, how much do we spoil our own kids? How am I ruining my own children? It's easy to see them with hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have never bought my child a house. But what's my version of it? Often it's easy to judge and look through the window, but it's hard to look in the mirror. I did a coaching session with the family and they were talking all about their daughter. And it was, she's wasting all her money and she's a teenager. She can't do this. And she's always going to Chipotle and Chipotle this and Chipotle that. And it's all our money's going to Chipotle. And we talked about it. Like, how do we coach her? How do we help her? And we were focusing on her. And then I turned it to say, before we end the session, what's your Chipotle? Get a little quiet. I got my own Chipotle, don't I? How am I ruining my children? Yikes, don't answer that. Don't get them on
I
the
wonder if like it would help to coach the parents. Like, how could you
Yeah.
coach the
Yes.
parents financially to help their kid be more independent?
I like that idea. Because I've wanted to propose that to her. I'm like, you need boundaries as much as he does. And it's ruining your relationship because you can't say no. And now you've tried to hire me so that you can abdicate and delegate, like, okay, Brian, will you get this kid off my back? So yes, I need to help Brandon, but I also need to help mom to learn how to say no. And so I've kind of been coaching her through side conversations. But I like those ideas. Thank you for the whole push again to say we need to all meet together. I'm not going to meet with you until you complete the questionnaire. I even said I need to meet with grandpa because I gave him a homework assignment and I said, "Okay, Brandon, he went with some friends to some cabin or something to have some fun. And he woke up and his friends had stolen everything he owned. This is the kind of life that this guy is high risk, no cell phone. It stole my wallet, stole my money. He had to call his mom from a payphone at a gas station. And
She
she's having to
needs to
bail him out.
read the she needs to read the book Boundaries.
Okay. I have not heard or seen that one before. I'll look into it.
I forget
So
the author, but yeah, it's
boundaries.
out
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Thank you. And so anyway, and so his homework was you have no source of income. He can't get a normal job. He's got felonies, but you can make money. So anything legal, moral, and ethical, your job this week is to get a phone. Go sell some stuff and sell your stuff and he has a geode collection. So he has some assets. And so go sell your geode collections and buy a phone. Okay, that's this homework. Next week, I got my phone. That's awesome. How'd you do it? I used my grandpa's credit card. Oh, this is awesome. This is what we're dealing with. This is crisis mode. Oh, I love this, right?
Yeah,
That's what I
I don't
signed
feel
up
like
for, right?
that's a coaching thing you can do for him. It needs to be for the parents or the grandpa or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I need to talk to grandpa. I need to talk to mom. There's three clients involved in this because you're all. If you want Brandon to succeed, it starts from grandpa and mom.
Then you become more of like
It's
a
the tough
counselor.
love. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And I understand that's not for everybody, right? I wanted to be a therapist. I have a minor in psychology. I was going down the road of I wanted to be a therapist until I started dealing with some people that were like, this is the kind of I don't like abnormal psychology. I like behavioral psychology. I like the maximization of human potential psychology, organizational behavior, business psychology. I didn't know like schizophrenia and all this. Like, we need people like that. I have clients that are therapists and they go into prisons. That's crazy psychology. I don't know if I would do that. I like maximizing how can I maximize the quality of life for this individual? So thank you for those recommendations. Yes, I got to watch the line of enabling myself because I'm fighting for him to live up to what I think is his potential. But you can't want it like that other client. The son won't talk to me and he quit. He would never meet with me. And so I told dad, I'm so sorry, but he won't. I'm still here. I would love to help him in the future. Don't bail him out. The problem has to increase till he wants the solution. The pain of the problem is not high enough. It's put up with the pain of the solution. So don't make it easy for him. Let him suffer a bit, and hopefully he comes to himself. It's an interesting story of the prodigal son. If you follow, you know that story from the Bible. It had to get really bad for that prodigal son when he was eating the corn husks out of the slop with the pigs. It says that he came to himself, and that's what turned him back to his father, even to the point of I will be a servant because being a servant in my father's house is better than this. Often it has to get really bad for people to want to change. And since I'm on that topic, do you all know what prodigal means? Granny's nodding her head. What does prodigal mean? The prodigal son. Somebody quick Google it.
That's literally
Definition.
what I was thinking.
Use your resources. That's what we do as a coach. So what does prodigal mean? In the story of the prodigal son, he had riotous living. So is it evil? Is it wicked? Prodigal, according to Google, is an adjective describing someone who is recklessly wasteful, extravagant, or spends money and resources without caution. It's a financial tale. He wasted his inheritance. So extravagant, wasteful, spending money and resources without caution. Yeah, he probably spent it in things that he shouldn't have spent it that maybe disappointed his dad, but it's about his money. It's an interesting story. I've used that often in client sessions to talk about prodigal, being prodigal. What's my Chipotle? Where am I being prodigal? Or maybe it's in my Amazon purchases. It's reckless spending. And you put one in the chat. Boundaries. There it is. Okay, thank you for finding that and putting it in there. I'll have to check that out on my Audible. So, all right. I wanted to change, unless anybody has any other questions or things to bring up. I'm going to jump to another topic. I did not have time to cover this in last night's group session, but this is one of the inspirations for it. Is this video that I found? Jim Rohn, I quote him a lot. Jim Rohn was the mentor and trainer for Tony Robbins. So if you know, Tony Robbins is a very well known worldwide um, influencer and coach and helps people a lot with their mindset as much as their skill set. So this is the guy that trained Tony Robbins. So I wanted to share. It's about an 8-minute video. It's about planning. Last night's group session was about planning, and you have unexpected expenses come up. It's often because of a lack of planning. It wasn't unexpected. You just didn't realize that this month is the month to redo my registration, or this is the month for my Amazon Prime membership, or this is my whatever. So the more we can plan ahead, the more we can improve the results. So let me share my audio along with this. Okay, and I want you to look at this. It's easy to watch this and say, you need to listen to this, or I got some clients that need to listen to this. And yes, it can do value to them. But I want you're the one in the seat. You're the client in this moment. I want you to listen to this for your own benefit. And how can you, as a coach, apply this? So listen to this and we'll talk about it at the end. And if you can't hear it, wave at me so I can fix the audio.
Let's begin. Now, before we talk about planning days, weeks, and months, I want to talk about life direction. Because planning without direction is just busyness with a calendar. Most people don't lack activity. They lack design. They stay busy all day. They work hard all week. They stay exhausted all month. And at the end of the year, they wonder why nothing really changed. Life doesn't respond to movement. It responds to direction. And direction comes from planning. Let me say something important right at the start. Planning is not about control. It's about intentionality. You don't plan because you can predict everything. You plan so that when life interrupts you, you still know where you're going. Unplanned days drift. Planned days move. And drift is expensive. Why most people don't plan. Most people avoid planning for 3 reasons. First, they think planning is restrictive. Second, they think planning takes too much time. Third, they think planning is unnecessary if you work hard. But here's the truth. Hard work without planning is like rowing without a compass. You may burn a lot of energy, but you won't necessarily arrive anywhere meaningful. I once met a man who worked 12 hours a day. Very busy. Very tired. And one evening he said to me, "Jim, I don't understand it. I'm working harder than ever, but my life isn't improving." He wasn't lazy. He wasn't stupid. He was unplanned. Planning starts with the big picture. Before we break life into days, weeks, and months, you must start with the larger picture. You don't plan your days first. You plan your direction first. A farmer doesn't wake up each morning wondering what crop to plant that day. He decides the crop first, then organizes the days around it. Life works the same way. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? What kind of life am I trying to build? What areas matter most right now? If you don't answer these questions, your calendar will answer them for you. And it won't choose wisely. Planning your days where life is actually lived. Now let's talk about daily planning, because this is where life is actually lived. Life doesn't change in decades. It changes in days. A well-planned day is not packed. It is purposeful. Here's what most people get wrong about daily planning. They plan everything and then feel like failures when life interrupts. That's not planning. That's fantasy. A properly planned day has priorities, flexibility, margin. I once watched a highly successful business owner start his day the same way every morning. He didn't rush. He didn't check messages immediately. He reviewed 3 things. What matters today? What must move forward today? What can wait? He said, "Jim, if I win the first hour, the day usually follows." That's wisdom. The power of the first hour. How you start the day often determines how the day feels. Morning sets the tone. A hurried morning creates a reactive day. A calm morning creates a directed day. You don't need a long morning routine, you need a deliberate one. Even 15 focused minutes, reading, planning, reflection, can change the quality of the next 12 hours. You don't drift into a good day. You design one. Planning your weeks, the bridge between vision and action. Now let's move up one level, the week. The week is the bridge between dreams and discipline. Most people plan days in isolation. Successful people plan weeks as systems. A week allows you to balance effort and recovery, schedule deep work, prevent burnout, track progress honestly. I once met a salesman who always seemed calm, even during busy seasons. I asked him how he managed stress so well. He said, "I never let the week surprise me." He planned his calls, his follow-ups, his learning time, and his rest before Monday arrived. Surprise creates stress. Preparation creates peace. Theme your weeks. Here's a powerful idea. Instead of making every week identical, theme your weeks. Some weeks are for building, learning, fixing, recovering, reviewing. Life has seasons. Weeks should too. If you treat every week the same, fatigue builds quietly. But when weeks have purpose, energy follows. Planning your months, measuring progress honestly. Now let's talk about monthly planning, which most people completely ignore. Months are for evaluation. A month is long enough to see patterns, short enough to correct mistakes. Without monthly reflection, small problems become permanent. I once met a business owner who reviewed his month the same way every time. He asked 3 questions. What worked? What didn't? What needs adjustment? He said, "Jim, most people repeat the same month 12 times and call it a year. That's a dangerous habit." Monthly planning is about adjustment, not judgment. Here's something important. Monthly planning is not about beating yourself up. It's about course correction. Ships don't stay on course by accident. They adjust constantly. If you don't review your month, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you repeat. Progress requires reflection. Planning is an act of self-respect. Let me give you a deeper reason to plan. Planning is not a productivity tool. It is an act of self-respect. When you plan your days, you are saying, "My time matters." When you plan your weeks, you are saying, "My energy matters." When you plan your months, you are saying, "My life matters." Unplanned living quietly tells the opposite story. Leave room for life. Now let me add a final warning. Don't plan your life so tightly that there's no room for life. Joy needs space. Creativity needs space. Relationships need space. A calendar packed edge to edge becomes a prison. The goal of planning is not control. The goal is freedom. Freedom to choose. Freedom to adjust. Freedom to grow. Let me leave you with this. Life rewards those who design instead of drift. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a working plan. Plan your days with intention. Plan your weeks with balance. Plan your months with honesty. And remember, you don't change your life all at once. You change your life one planned day at a time. Quietly, consistently, deliberately. That's how progress is made.
What'd you get out of that? What stuck out to you or touched your heart or mind?
Um, I I really like planning, and I I like what he said. Um, Planning, like, don't plan too tightly, right? Obviously, and planning will create or bring you freedom. And I see that when I plan. That's the reason why I plan is so that I can have more freedom. Because when I don't plan, then I'm running around frantically, and my days are just like too busy because I'm unplanned and I'm trying to figure out things in the moment.
You're a natural planner. Are there things that are easier to plan than others for you?
Yes, I can plan my own schedule, but I can't plan my husband's schedule.
Yep.
No, I think, yeah, I think planning the things that I like doing is obviously a lot funner than the things that I don't like to do. So like I can plan all my vacations and I can plan all my um uh like days when I'm going to do something fun. I've actually been working on planning my summer, and then I have to plan in my classes, and I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I'd rather just do those on the very last day that they're due.
Yeah. That's what I ask, because there's some things that we naturally gravitate towards. I love planning the vacation, but I don't like planning my work. Hmm. Where should I plan more?
Because it
Am I
holds you
strong
accountable,
or
and then you have to do it.
right? That's what you said. Like a lot of people don't like planning because it feels restrictive or it's lack of freedom. How does planning give you freedom? That seems like an oxymoron. It's restrictive. I just want to be free, do whatever I want. Budgeting is a plan. I don't want to plan. I don't want to plan my spending. That's so restrictive. It's easy for me to look at this and see the content and think for clients, these people need to see this. But look in the mirror. Where do I need better planning? Where are my weak spots? What other thoughts did
What
you
is
have? Would you
causing you
watch?
stress in your life? What's the biggest stress point, and is it caused from a lack of planning? Probably.
It's a great insight. I look at myself. Where are my stress? Yeah, probably not planning it very well. Often good things don't grow naturally. Weeds grow naturally. Chaos grows naturally. Stress grows naturally. What's the antithesis of that? How do I fight back the stress? Maybe I need to plan better. I like that. Thank you.
I'm definitely a planner also, but on when I plan something, I am such a black and white person. And he said to that the plan also has to allow flexibility
Ability.
and margin.
Oh,
I forget to put the margin in sometimes, and being flexible is just not my forte. It just blows everything out of the water.
yeah, yeah. And if you're a nerd and you with money, there is no flexibility. It was either you paid the bill or you didn't. You had the
Hmm.
money or you didn't. Like there is no close. There's no
Yeah,
almost. I almost budgeted. So you did or you didn't. Yes or no. It's binary. As a coach, yeah, we have to work in
it's
some of that flexibility with our clients because nobody does exactly what they plan. Life happens to them. Happens to me. Good thoughts, good insight. Hopefully, you're seeing it for yourself. Where can I do a better job of planning?
yeah, I'm seeing how I need to plan my next week a little bit differently than I had it on there.
Some a little more
Yeah,
flexibility.
I liked how he said, don't plan the same, like don't plan your months exactly the same because that doesn't get you anywhere, you know. I think it goes in hand with the goals, you know, it's like what are you planning for? Is it ultimately to achieve a goal?
Yeah,
And that's when
that's it.
you need to adjust. So it's like we're not planning every single week so that we can do the exact same thing. We're planning so that we can make our lives better.
Yeah, months, 12 months. I did 12 identical months doesn't make people call it a year. He says, right? So it's the thinking about what do I do differently. It reminded me of one of my coaches, one of my mentors. He has a coaching business and he'll plan his year and there's different seasons. Like during the first quarter, I'm helping people to plan and do this. And in the third quarter, it's debt is a concern. I've noticed patterns. That's what he said. With a month, you can notice patterns. And so he's done it with enough clients, and he would have group sessions with 1,000 people in a live ballroom, big conference centers, and mega coach kind of guy. And and he would say that, like, okay, it's this. It's the same class throughout the year, but I changed my messaging because I've noticed the pattern is during this time, people are stressed out about this circumstance. So I need to tailor my message to that circumstance that's going on in these people's lives. And in this, what I wanted you to listen and watch for and now apply is, what are you doing as a coach to plan your business? Are you planning your time as a coach? Often, we have some newer coaches, those that listen to the recording or here, and I always give this advice: when you are a new coach, you have a lot of time and you have no clients. So what do you do in your client? First, you have to make space for coaching. If you have no space, you can't be a coach, because you can't meet with anybody because you're just too busy. So I have to create space. I have to separate this part of my life from that part of the life. And I'm going to say, on Tuesday nights from this time to this time, I'm going to block that for clients. And on Thursday afternoon, I'm going to block this time out for clients. So I'm going to plan my week, and I have gaps for my coaching. But right now I have no clients. Or right now, if clients are shrinking, right, because the market and the economy and as I talk to a lot of coaches, things are just tough finding clients. And our client portfolios are shrinking as people quit or graduate. So I have more open sessions. So I return to the experienced, more mature coaches, the same answer to the new coaches. What do you do in a client space? I have a client session with no client. It's Tuesday night, and I was supposed to be coaching from this time to this time, and I don't have a client. Do you have a plan for that? What is your plan? Because without that plan, often it will go to our default setting. So what happens with budgeting. It was a tough month and it was stressful, so I just ate out. That's my default setting, is eat out, not meal prep. So you as a coach, what's your default session or setting when you don't have a session with a client? What do you do? Because you've blocked that time for your business. So does it stay business time, or did it become take a nap time, personal time, mom time, whatever other role and identity you have? So think about that. Any thoughts as I initially couch it in that perspective?
I think if I have more time, I tend to say, oh, what else did I have to get done that maybe didn't get done? And instead of keeping it work time, it might be something personal. And that really, I really need to try and keep my work time.
Yep. I hear there's a really good book out there called Boundaries, and it's about boundaries and then keeping those boundaries. This time was business time, and I don't have any clients, so I'm going to go do the laundry. No, this is not bonus personal time. This is bonus business time. And if you don't have a client, this is what I would coach new clients with, and I will, again, turn it to the experienced coaches. If you have a gap that you said, I will make myself available for coaching. And if somebody was paying me, boom, here it is, the time I would coach during this time. But now I don't have a person and nobody's paying me for it. So are you building, and are you planning, and are you spending time on your business? With coaching, I always say, are you working in your business or are you working on your business? Because if all we ever do is work in our business, we become an employee. There has to be, no matter what size of business you have to spend time planning and working on the business. So when you don't have a client session, turn it into how do I grow my business? That hour that I'm not coaching, I am going to market. I'm going to connect with people. I'm going to prepare some content. I'm going to organize my whatever your materials, whatever you use to help coach, making resources. Like, I need to make better spreadsheet, or I need to do this. Now, be careful that you don't spend all your time on preparing. You got to get out and do marketing, because without marketing, you don't get any more clients. So we've got to make sure that we are doing proactive time and plan the time to make outreach, whatever that is for you, calling friends, calling people, posting on social media, connecting with other financial advisors or whoever you want to serve. So plan this week. So from this mastermind, take the time to plan this next coming week. Spend some time in how are you going to use your blocked out. If you don't have blocked out time, make it. Once you have that blocked out time, use it, but use it for the business, not for the personal. Watch those boundaries.
Okay. Hit 3 o'clock. I think that's why the others
Yep.
dropped out.
Yep. Time to wrap it up. So thank you
All
all for
right.
being here. Thanks for listening to the audio. If you're not here live, we'll see you again next week. Thank you.